early this evening, driving the number 5 Arrow McLaren Chevrolet, second runner-up finish in the Indy 500, second podium of the season, 22nd of his young NTT IndyCar Series career. You've kind of had a chance to kind of think about things a little bit. What are your thoughts on a runner-up finish in the Indy 500, Pato?
Yeah, first of all, very proud of what Arrow McLaren did for not just me, but for everybody within the team. I think I can speak on behalf of Kyle, Alex, Callum. They gave us the tools to fight. They gave us the tools to be there. As for my race, it was just such a stressful race. We were up and down, and the car definitely wasn't the easiest to drive at certain moments, and I just tried to keep peace as much of the race as I could, and I feel like I did. Really prepared to open the doors to ultimately have a chance to win at the end of this, and yeah, it's heartbreaking. Two corners short. I'm glad that we finished the race. Congratulations to Josef, 2 in a row. But yeah, I put that car in certain points where I didn't know if I was going to come out the other end in a one piece, because I want to win this race so freaking bad, and it owes me nothing. So every time we come back, it's always a smile on my face to have another opportunity.
We'll cut to the chase. You mind talking us through the pass that Josef made there in turn 3?
No, let him ask.
Yeah, I mean,
let him ask first.
I think Josef is a great competitor. I've raced wheel to wheel with him so many times, and he's obviously one of the stars in the series, one of the strong ones, and I knew he was going to be a fighter till the end, and it's just two corners short. I really thought that I did everything in my power to get it done.
Reminder, keep in mind this is a working media center, and appropriately asked for all that comes with it. I'll begin with Jenna Fryer. Jenna, please.
Pato, are you okay? I've never really seen you react the way that you have reacted today.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's been a tough month. So much goes into this race, and I think I'm somebody that wears my heart on my sleeve. I don't really hide anything, and it's just when you've come so close, and it just doesn't seem to, you just can't seem to get it right. It's just a lot of emotion, I would say.
Will you go back and watch the last lap and look for something you could have done different?
No, I don't think you can control that. I think, in a way, I've cracked the code, and I know how to position myself to win this race. I know I can win this race, and I know that, I know how to also protect a good result when maybe the win isn't on the cards for me. Just in a race like that where, it was a constant emotional roller coaster where, things that weren't going perfectly smooth. They really weren't, but I think the team did a fantastic job and gave me an opportunity and called a really good strategy to then get ourselves back to the front, and I made a very strong overcut, which ultimately put us into contention there in the end, and then just trying to get into the top 2 cars the last few laps was like, it's so hard to do with these cars. You're just stuck there, and you have to risk so much. I think on both fronts, on Scott and Alex, I was like probably higher probability of shunting the car than getting back in one piece. But that's what you have to do, I guess. So today we're second.
Kind of a two-parter here, Pato, over here to your left. Does that make it that much harder because you put yourself in those situations, and will that fuel you? You already thinking about that fueling you moving forward?
Every 500 for me has been very different. There's been some that I've, led a lot more and been up front a lot more. This one we were stuck a lot more. Some people were driving like maniacs on the restarts. Like I was just playing defense for 85% of the race. Some of the moves out there were just mental, stupid. So I was just glad that I didn't touch anybody, I didn't crash, and I know how to make my way up in this place. So all I needed to do was keep my car clean and for yellows to stop coming out, because then you can't do anything. Where it gets good is where you can start getting creative with overcuts, undercuts, and all that jazz. So glad I was able to do that, and made our way with I think one exchange it was. So just come back next year and go at it again.
Nate Ryan.
Pato, you mentioned that history with Josef. I think by my count, this is the 8th time you guys have been 1-2, and he's got 6 victories. Does that make it sting a little bit more? Does that go through your head a little bit? That's him.
No. I was glad that I was racing somebody that I can trust, and somebody that's that I think is a fantastic competitor, and he's in a fantastic team. So for us, it's I think it's a privilege to really make them sweat, and I think we certainly did today. Just like I said, a couple seconds short.
And you mentioned that roller coaster of emotions today. Was it like that really for these 2 weeks? Because it seemed like Monday you didn't feel like you were in the ballpark at all, and you didn't know if the team was going to be able to fix it.
Yeah. No, it's been a tough month. Like Monday we were definitely struggling a lot. Friday my car came alive. But during the week I'm getting out of the flu. I had fever for 5 nights straight. I wasn't sleeping. Like it's been a ride, but I felt good enough today to, I guess, almost get the job done.
Second row, that side.
Obviously, nobody can control the weather, but just what was your strategy for dealing with that delay and maybe the uncertainty around knowing exactly when the window was going to open up, and even just maybe dealing with the track at a later point in the day than you're used to being on it?
I thought it was cool. It's like Sunset Indy 500. It's pretty badass. Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I think a night race here would actually be so sick. I don't think it's going to happen ever, though.
Hasn't happened in the 108 years of the history of this place. Probably not anytime soon. Go ahead, Kyle.
Pato, I was talking to just the team and Rossi after. Everybody's emotional, but everybody's just on the Arrow McLaren team is giving credit to each other. You even did at the start when you were talking. How do you guys build the camaraderie that you guys have in the entire team?
We do no good to each other by not helping each other. Like it's important to know that if your teammates are up there, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. I was very happy to see that I had 2 of them up there, and before the race, Alex just came up. He's like, "I'll see you there soon," because he knows that I was going to be in the mix, and it's cool to do with people that you trust and people that you get to work with day in, day out. And at the end of the day, if it was him winning this race, if it was me winning this race, I think we could say we would have been really happy for each other. And because I know how much work we've all put into just making the team, take that step into where we want to be. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the month with my teammates and with my engineer, my performance engineer, all the team bosses, and it was a very strong result as a team today for us. And yeah, it's just obviously it stings that it's that close.
And I know that you've talked a lot about your emotions already today, but as soon as you kind of got out of the pit today, I saw you just kind of bury your head in your helmet on the hood of your car. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Just very wet in there, so I was just trying not to. I didn't want to take it off just yet. Just wanted to calm down a little bit.
We'll go front row here and then Bruce. Go ahead.
Pato, buenas noches. En lugar de pregunta, más bien como medio de comunicación mexicano y personas mexicanas que te apoyamos, estamos orgullosos de ti, Pato. Muchísimas personas apoyándote de toda la República Mexicana, desde las 8 de la mañana, 7 de la mañana, hasta ahorita las 8:30 de la noche, apoyándote. Así que la frustración que sientes, esperamos que se quite un poco con todo ese apoyo de muchísima gente mexicana que te apoya, los medios de comunicación incluidos. Lo vimos en la semana, estuviste conviviendo con la gente, comiendo comida mexicana. ¿Cómo te hace sentir esa parte de todo ese apoyo que recibiste, Pato?
No, pues más que nada súper agradecido. Me siento afortunado de tener un grupo, bueno, no diría un grupo, realmente que es un país que está detrás de mí y se siente la emoción, lo veo y pues como te digo, o sea, a mí me hubiera encantado darle razón por la cual celebrar y pues sí, ya llegará nuestro tiempo, pero sí, realmente que es algo muy especial lo que a mí me toca ver, no solamente aquí, pero en muchas pistas, que realmente no veo eso para alguien más y siento que pues, sí es algo muy especial y agradecido de tener eso.
Y va a llegar, Pato, eres un conductor joven con muchísima experiencia pese a tu edad y te deseamos lo mejor de parte de los medios de comunicaciones hispanos y mexicanos, Pato.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Bruce?
Pato, when does the pain go away and get replaced by the pride of what you were able to do?
I think in a few hours, I think I'll, I feel very proud of what I did today. I really do. It's just after all that work and all those, just very risky kind of choices that I had to make in order to put myself in that position. It's just like, it just stings to not be able to like just finish it. But it is what it is. I know we'll be there next year.
And also, when you made the pass for the lead, the crowd reaction was a lot more enthusiastic than the ultimate pass for the victory. And to know that there's that many people out of a crowd of 340,000 fans that would rather have seen you win, how does that make you feel?
Everybody here, the IndyCar community, all the IndyCar fans, people from Indianapolis have really made it feel like home here to me. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm, so grateful for that. And, at the end of the day, I hope I put smiles on kids' faces and people that were here out to support us. I hope that they go home tonight and happy with the show that we gave them, because I feel like it was definitely not a boring race, and we had to fight for our result today, harder than I've ever had to fight for it, and I think that's why it's just that much more emotional, because I put everything into today.
And finally, how much fun's the last month been working with Kyle Larson?
It's been fantastic, but the guy's been so busy. Like, he hasn't even been part of the engineering meetings for like 80% of the time. But I think he'll be back next year. They haven't said anything, but I think it'd be fantastic to have him back. And I think he did a phenomenal job. I didn't see quite where he finished, but when I was playing around with him out there, playing in traffic, and I think he did a phenomenal job.
Kyle finished 18th. So
Did he have an
yeah,
issue?
speeding penalty.
Got it.
Yep.
I don't think he'll have one next year, so he'll be further up.
Time for two more. One here, and then Jack after that. Go ahead.
Pato, hubo entre toda la resumen del carrera, hubo un par de momentos en el que fuiste remarcado por una, la salvada, y otra por el momento estratégico donde cambió todo. ¿Nos podrías contar cómo manejas ese proceso, teniendo que replantear todo de nuevo?
Pues realmente andaba muy tranquilo, muy tranquilo. Aunque cuando andábamos ahí a medias y atrás, andaba muy tranquilo. Yo sabía que tan pronto se empezaban a pelar los de enfrente, iba a tener la oportunidad de tener lo que tenía que hacer, y tan pronto yo me metía a pit, yo sabía que iba a salir enfrente si todo salía bien en los pit stops, ¿no? Entonces, en el ciclo, vaya. Entonces realmente no estaba apresurado. Realmente nomás, cuando estás ahí atrás con todos los locos, todos están dando en la madre, o sea, unos que dices, ¿qué estás haciendo? Ten en mente, o sea, yo sé que yo he sido uno de esos estúpidos antes, entonces lo entiendo, ¿no? Pero no, hay unos que dices, es que yo realmente nada más me quería quedar donde estaba, y tan pronto ya todo como que se apaciguaba, empezar a pum hacia enfrente, que es lo que estábamos haciendo, porque yo tenía, o sea, yo sabía cómo, pero casi ni eso me dan oportunidad, porque por acá y por allá y por allá, y muy temprano en la carrera. Entonces, pues realmente mi plan era que nomás que no te peguen y que no le pegues a nadie, y tan pronto no estemos metiéndonos a boxes en las amarillas, es cuando tenía yo la oportunidad para irme de 15avo hasta tercero, segundo. Ya sabía yo cómo, el problema es se iba a dar o no, pero sí se nos dio.
Y la segunda, ¿qué cosas has aprendido en este año? Creo que es uno de los más difíciles, pero ¿qué has aprendido para plantearte a la siguiente y seguir buscando la victoria?
Pues llegar con una sonrisota, salir de este cuarto con una sonrisa, y llegar el próximo año y darles otra vez.
Jack Pinion, final question.
Pato, I saw that you had this amazing double save in turn two. I don't know if you remember exactly which
I
one
remember.
it was. Your car was your car
That
was
wasn't
pretty,
the only one. I don't know if they televised the other ones, but
That's why I asked it. I didn't know if you knew exactly which one I meant, because I know your onboard was pretty sketchy towards the end of the race. Can you talk through what happened there and how you kind of dealt with that?
I was like, if there was one time where I had to put so much trust in my skill, it was today. Like I said, like there was so many where I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. I was so loose, so loose. He was just wiggling so much, moving around a lot. There were so many moments like that where I knew what to expect, but sometimes you just never know when it's gonna kind of want to bite. So that's what makes it so much more like right, because if I wouldn't, I risked so much today to put myself in contention to win this race, but that's what you have to do whenever you're stuck in line like that. That's why, if not, if you're just stuck, no one passes. And I did it when it counted, and it's probably the most crazy Ray 500 that I've had, for sure, just in terms of like issues that I was having within my car. So many moments.
You mentioned how highly you rate Josef. Can you take any sort of solace in knowing how long it took him to win a 500, and how much it's taken some really fantastic drivers along the years, a long time to win this race?
No, I mean, I think everybody's path is different. I don't quite think it's, some guys obviously get it done very early on and then never again, and some guys take a long time and get it right, but it's just, I don't think any of those guys have been basically in contention 5 years in a row and not gone to win, and that's what I'm going through. And I think probably the closest one that's been through that is probably Elio. I know he has 4, but he's been second a lot of times. So I think it's a good thing that I'm finishing second, and maybe I get a couple in a row in the future. I don't know. Maybe I don't get any. This place, like I said, it doesn't owe me anything, and it's just very cool to be a part of this event.
Pato heads to the streets of Detroit, 5th in points, just 54 points back. We'll see you in a couple days.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for